Oops, it's Storm. We're playing a Legacy hybrid deck that combines Oops All spells with Storm combo. Let's go check it out. Let's begin by thanking Brandon for today's donation deck. Brandon, thank you, thank you, thank you. And they wanted to see Chris McNasty's Oops All Spells and Storm combo hybrid deck, and that's what we're going to do today. So thank you to Brandon and Chris for coming up with this deck list. So the idea is that you want to combine Balustrade Spy and then Beseech the Mirror. So these are the two things that we're trying to do today because they've banned Undercity Informer. And without Undercity Informer, you're looking for another game plan. Well, Beseech the Mirror can grab the Balustrade Spy, which is your primary game plan. Your secondary game plan would be Gaia's Will into Tendrils of Agony, which is pretty sweet. That said, both of these game plans use the graveyard, which isn't ideal. So in my YouTube short, I said that I would play a main deck copy of Goblin Charbelcher because it allows you to win without using the graveyard and gives Beseech the Mirror something else to do. So Brayden wanted to see that and told me to cut whatever card I choose. And I ended up cutting the fourth copy of Cabal Ritual. And the other slot that I was willing to cut would have been the Mox Opal. So Mox Opal gives you, 15 bargainables for Beseech the Mirror. And I think that's nice because going down to 14 might be a little bit low. So it's either the third Mox Opal or the fourth Cabal Ritual, and I chose to keep the initial mana source instead. And that gives me the slot for the Goblin Charbelcher. Speaking of slots for Goblin Charbelcher, we gain a sideboard slot because we're not playing 4 of them in the sideboard anymore. We have 3 copies of Goblin Charbelcher. And then Chris McNasty didn't realize it and had a 14-card sideboard. So that means that we get to add 2 cards, and I've selected Mindbreak Trap for the Oops All Spells Mirror Match because that deck has not gone away. So that means that we have 6 cards for the mirror match. And I think that this deck looks like a lot of fun. Is it good? I have absolutely no idea. But Chris McNasty found some success, and I hope that we do today. So if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And I'll see you in match number 1. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1 with Oops, it's Storm. We're on the play. Let's go. This hand is nothing. We will send it back. This has a Beseech the Mirror. We can bottom Poxwalkers, and this is a turn 1 Beseech, right? So bottom Poxwalkers, land for turn, mana, bargainable. This turn 1 wins. Keep, get rid of the Poxwalkers, player land, Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye Diamond. My opponent is tilting off in chat already. Nice. Okay. Bargain the Lion's Eye Diamond. We will select the Balustrade Spy, cast it, target myself, Narcomoeba triggers, yes. We'll cast the Cabal Therapy targeting the opponent, trigger Poxwalkers, and our opponent concedes, so we are off to game number 2. Not really sure what they're playing, but I think I'm supposed to bring in Goblin Charbelchers pretty much no matter what. And I think I'll board out the Storm plan if we're bringing in that many Belchers and 1 Cabal Ritual. Let's try this. Game 2 on the draw, we have double Pact of Negation. I mean, if you draw a protection spell... So my opponent, I decided to look them up when they were stalling on my Cabal Therapy. And their last 4 results are Dimir Tempo. I think I'm tempted to keep this. I don't know if they're playing Dimir Tempo today, but it is a hand with double Pact of Negation if they are on blue. Bloodstained Mire. That looks like Dimir Tempo. And they take the Lion's Eye Diamond. Sure. I think that's actually the worst card in this hand. We'll play Agadeem's Awakening. Pass the turn. They cast a Ponder. If I lose this game, I might board out of Oops and board into Storm. Because if I board into Storm, I can get a lot more protection in the deck. Ooh, we drew a Spy. Let's go. Pass. They play a Polluted Delta, 4 cards in their hand. Another Lion's Eye Diamond will player land. Pass the turn. They did not grab a Surveil land, and instead they are flashing an Orcish Bowmasters. You've got it. Another Wasteland. Okay. I mean, I'm only 1 mana away. I just need to draw a land, or a mana source that isn't a land, to win on my turn. They have 3 cards in their hand. They cast Brainstorm. No land after the Brainstorm. We draw Dread Return. Ay. We'll play our land. Pass. They swing. We'll go to 15. And they're passing again. 4 cards in their hand. Unfortunately, that does not win. They play a Flow State. And now a Polluted Delta. And a Ponder. I was thinking about it. I think Mox Opal is actually our best draw. It would give me a Goblin Charbelcher win with double backup. I would also take a Chrome Mox that would do the same. So that's a Spy win. But it doesn't... I guess I could beat... I mean, it's weird because if they daze first, I have to crack the diamond, then I can't Pact of Negation. We'll play Spy. They Force of Will, I will play Pact of Negation that you know about. If they have a daze, they've punted because they should daze first to make me discard my hand. Spy. Oh, it's funny, I could actually use the diamond to discard the Dread Return. I mean, I don't think that I'm going to, but I could. I think I want this Pact of Negation. Cabal Therapy, target you. Trigger the Poxwalkers. Say Force of Negation. Force of Will. And a Stifle. I'll Cabal Therapy myself. My opponent is now saying more in chat about how I have it all. I don't know, you thought seized me and took a Lion's Eye Diamond that was useless. Like, whose fault is it really? And now we'll Dread Return on the Thassa's Oracle, and we win the match. We are now 1-0. Packs.com is the new way to open your favorite cards. It's a site where you open digital packs of trading cards like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and One Piece cards, and have the cards you open mailed quickly and securely to you. With a wide range of packs to choose from, such as the latest Magic sets, Kaladesh Inventions, or even Beta. I'm going to open a Beta pack. What's great about Packs.com is you can see all of the cards and their odds of being opened in each pack. Now it's time to open one and see what I get. Come on, Black Lotus! If you don't like what you opened, you could sell it back instantly for more packs, or sell it and pick a specific card from the marketplace over at packs.com/market. If you want to check out packs.com, make sure to click the link in the description of this video and use code STORM5 when making a purchase for 5% extra on your first purchase. For round number 2, we're on the play. Let's try to do some stormy things this time, or I could just open up a turn 1 Spy hand. We will begin with Lion's Eye Diamond. They appear to be F6'd. Let's go. Exile Spirit Guide. We'll play our land. Exile this Simian Spirit Guide. Spy. And the opponent concedes. Nice. I'm going to take a wild guess and just say that they're not on blue based on hitting that F6 key. And I'm going to board out Pact of Negations. Let's try this. So another option is to board out of the Oops altogether. I don't know if I'll have enough time here, but... let's try to do it. I've already hit submit, so I have to race the clock. Oh, I was too slow. Maybe if we lose the next game, I'll do it. This is also a turn 1 win hand that doesn't use the graveyard. Let's go. Come on. Just play turn 1 graveyard hate. Bloodstained Mire. Underground Sea. That's probably not good for my sideboarding plan. Thoughtseize. They take my Goblin Charbelcher. Not very nice. We'll play the Fell the Profane as a land. Pass. Basic Swamp. Dothy Voidwalker. Okay. This might be crazy, but I wonder if I should just, like, go Beatdown, Cabal Ritual, Boggart Trawler, exile their graveyard. I messed up. I hit the F6 key on the trigger. I was supposed to play my land. They have a Thoughtseize. They take the Spirit Guide anyway. And now a Tameo Inquisitive Student. I'll take 3, play my land, and attack with the Boggart Trawler. They swing. Ouch. Undercity Sewers. I'm a little surprised that they're actually on a Dimir deck after using the F6 key in game 1. I mean, whatever makes you happy, but I'm just shocked. They kept the card on top with the Sewers. We will attack. They go to 9. I'll play the land. Pass the turn. They draw off the clue. Flooded Strand. They swing. Creates another clue. They fetch down to 8. They draw off that clue. 4 cards in hand. Now an Unlicensed Hearse. You've got it. We drew a Spy. Let's begin by attacking. So a Spy doesn't actually win now because they have the Hearse in play. But what I could do is target them. They're at 5. Dark Ritual. Play the Spy. Target you. Pass the turn. They exile 2 of their own cards to the Unlicensed Hearse. They play a Flooded Strand and a Flow State. Now they play Ponder. They did not shuffle. Still 4 cards in their hand. So if I swing, they're just going to crew the Unlicensed Curse and block. So we'll attack with the Spy, make them block with the Tamiyo, I guess. We'll cast Narcomoeba. They use the Unlicensed Curse again. And now they attack. Interesting. I wonder if that means they have a second Tamiyo that they want to play. They play a Wasteland. They draw off the Clue. And now a Brainstorm. So, or that, obviously. They fetch down to 4. Fatal Push on the Trawler. Okay, I think they've got me at this point. I just have to pass the turn. I'll save some time and just concede. I'm not winning this one. I think we're supposed to board out of Oops and just board into Storm. Get rid of the Oracle, Dread Return, the Balustrade Spies, Poxwalkers, Narcomoeba, and then I get 1 card that stays. A Leyline? I don't know. We will try this. Leyline is a bargainable for Beseech the Mirror. Shuts off Flow State. Means that they can't return cards off Tamiyo. The odds are we don't open-hand it, but, you know, I don't think any of those other cards are better. This is a turn 1 win. I suppose I'll keep. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll just keep like a Surgical Extraction hand. We'll play Fell the Profane as a land. Ouch. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Play the Goblin Charbelcher. It resolves. Lion's Eye Diamond. Discard my hand. Target you. Alright, my opponent finally let the Goblin Charbelcher trigger resolve after minutes. Like 5, 6, 7 minutes. And we win match number 2.
Building a new deck usually means getting hit with a dozen different shipping fees from a dozen different sellers. It adds up fast, and honestly, it's the worst part of buying cards. That's why I switched to Card Trader Zero. You shop their global marketplace, but instead of having every seller ship to you, they ship to Card Trader's hub first. Card Trader then packs everything into a single shipment for you, and it saves a small fortune on shipping fees. This package from Card Trader just arrived. These are 4 Dark Rituals that came from 4 different sellers, but they all arrived in 1 envelope, and every card was quality checked by the Card Trader team before it hit my door. Check out the link in the description to try Card Trader Zero's optimizer for yourself. Stop paying for multiple shipments and get just 1.
We have too much of a good thing here in match number 3. We have Spy, Belcher, Tendrils, and Beseech. We need 1 of those things, maybe 2 in mana, so we will send this back. This is better. I think you're supposed to get rid of the Mox Opal, so that way you have some insulation from being, you know, wrecked by a Thoughtseize. So Mox Opal goes on the bottom. They play Scalding Tarn for a basic island and Ponder. Another Spy. We'll play our land. Pass. Prismatic Vista. I actually don't mind drawing lands because that's going to allow me to just start throwing Haymaker soon. So, yeah. We're almost to the spot where if I draw 1 more land, I can just go Spy, Spy, Beseech. They grab a basic Plains. No, a basic Mountain. Back to basics, so that went out the door. I even thought about back to basics, but I was like, am I really supposed to just, like, lightning bolt myself for no reason? We will pass. A Thundertrap Trainer. They find Flame of Anor. We'll play Boggart Trawler. Ouch. Play the Lion's Eye Diamond, I guess. Exile Spirit Guide, exile Spirit Guide. Attempt a Spy that I doubt resolves. They exiled another back to basics. Okay. I was hoping that they would force will the diamond, and they didn't. Because I think realistically we've lost this game now. And it doesn't matter about the Lion's Eye Diamond getting blown up. Like, it really doesn't. I think we lost when they didn't force the diamond. So once again, I'm going to board out of Oops. Get rid of the Oracle, Narcomoeba, Poxwalkers. Take out the Spies. And the Dread Return. And then we get 1 card. I wonder if it's crazy to have Mindbreak Trap in the deck. In case we get into, like, a big turn. We'll try this. On the play for game 2. Yeah, this is great. I will Lightning Bolt myself. Ouch. Thoughtseize. Take the Force of Negation. Pass the turn. They play Island. Let's play Lion's Eye Diamond. That resolves. Okay. I was wondering if they were going to consign it, and they did not. I think I'll just pass. They play the Brainstorm and Flooded Strand. Chromox was a terrible draw. I will pass. They search out a Tundra. And now they play Thundertrap Trainer. So this to me means that they probably found another force. They find Brainstorm off of the Thundertrap Trainer. Let's see if I can get them to bite on a Chromox that they shouldn't. We'll play Mox Opal, Chromox, imprint Beseech the Mirror. We'll play an empty Chromox. No. Cabal Ritual. We'll Beseech the Mirror, bargain that empty Chrome Mox. They brainstorm in response. And they just concede. Okay. Sure. Game 3, this hand is nothing. I think we have to mulligan. That's a whole lot of Chrome Moxes. Is it better than going to 5? Probably. We'll get rid of 1 Chrome Mox. They play Scalding Tarn and pass. We'll play Fell the Profane. They fetch with Scalding Tarn. And now they play a Tamiyo. Lion's Eye Diamond. I think due to back to basics, I should actually imprint on the Chrome Mox here. Maybe I should have held it. Because now they could Flame of Anor my Chrome Mox. Yeah, I got too excited. They play Ponder. And another land. Another Ponder. They plus the Tamiyo. I think I'm supposed to pass. Because if I Therapy and actually hit a Force of Will, they can just return it with the Tamiyo. But I need to draw like a Dark Ritual. Tamiyo's up to 6. So this could win. But if they have like Force of Will Consign, I lose. I think I'm going to wait. Tamiyo goes up to 8. They have 6 cards in their hand, which is a lot. We'll play our land. I go to 17. Cabal Therapy. The Force of Negation. Let's try Lion's Eye Diamond, see if this resolves. It does. We'll try a Mox Opal. They do not bite. Okay. Try Beseech the Mirror. Sacrifice the Chrome Mox. And they have Force of Will. And then on their turn, they can ultimate the Tamiyo, and I will lose. I was just like a mana too short. Like the heavy Chrome Mox draw hurt me. Otherwise, I could have tried back-to-back turns. Although maybe that doesn't beat Tamiyo anyway. Alright, my opponent is just tanking with 30 cards in hand. I'm going to concede the match. We are now 2-1. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Match number 4, we're on the draw versus someone who only plays Oops All spells, and I've opened up a turn 2 win hand on the draw, which likely isn't good enough. I'm going to mulligan. I guess we keep and hope to draw well, with the Oracle on the bottom, assuming I even get a turn. Oh, well, this is certainly not the deck I was expecting. Lion's Eye Diamond? Ooh, that wins, I believe. Chrome Mox, imprint Poxwalkers. Do we get 2 Oops All Spells, the Oops All Spells main? I hope so. Mox Opal, Dark Ritual, Beseech the Mirror, bargain the Mox Opal. We will grab the Balustrade Spy. So what I find funny about this is I looked up their Goldfish history, because in my head I was like, I'm pretty sure they're an Oops player, like what are they playing post-ban? And I check, and their entire history, for at least a full page, is nothing but Oops All Spells. And apparently they're playing Bluetron. Okay. We are not out of this. I can still just draw Dark Ritual and slam a Goblin Charbelcher. Petrified Hamlet. Dark Ritual. Okay, so then assuming that the Belcher resolves, I just need to draw a land. Or any mana. Okay, any mana wins. Let's see it. Please. I hate you so much, Chrome Mox. You make me so sad. Please don't ruin my day. Please don't do it. They're in beginning of combat. They passed. Attempt to play Chrome Mox. Imprint Cabal Ritual. Target you. The main deck Belcher gets the job done. Nice. Against a Karn the Great Creator deck. Okay, so we likely want Duress. Thoughtseize. This is interesting, the fact that I don't think we want Goblin Charbelcher versus the Karn deck. I think having one is okay, but I don't want all of them. We're at 66. Cards, that is. We'll board out of Storm, I think. We'll get rid of the Guy's Will and the Tendrils of Agony. And then versus a blue Tron deck, I think I'm supposed to slow down a hair and just get rid of the Cabal Rituals. And maybe a Mox Opal. Although you could argue that with the current configuration, Cabal Ritual is actually better than Lion's Eye Diamond. It gives us 11 bargainables for Beseech, which isn't a ton. I'm going to try this. Like, I don't think that we're an amazing Lion's Eye Diamond deck. And if we're not boarding into Belchers, I think that this is worth at least giving a shake. Alright, Pact of Negation off the top rope. Keep. I think a discard spell would also work. They have Planar Nexus, that's scary. Expedition Map. That was not the protection spell I was hoping for. Let's attempt a Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual, play the Mox Opal, Beseech the Mirror with Bargain, sacrifice the Mox Opal. That just resolved. Grab the Goblin Charbelcher. If they have Graveyard Hate, this beats it, so I think that this is actually better. And then in their upkeep, I'll Dark Ritual and then cast Goblin Charbelcher. Because they only have one colorless mana, they can't really do anything with that. And then if they're... I guess if they had Force of Negation, they would have countered the Belcher. Maybe I'll just do it now. Dark Ritual. Like, they weren't going to let Belcher resolve with the Force of Negation in their hand. Like, I'm getting too cutesy. And the opponent concedes the match. The Oops All Spells player gets oopsed. You hate to see it. And we are now 3-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. The final round of this Legacy League, and we are on the play. Nope. That's way too many 4 mana value spells. I think we're going to 5. This is better. So we could get rid of Chrome Mox and like a Petal, and then I just need to draw 1 more mana. Like, this would have been an incredible 6. The alternative is you disrespect the opponent and put Pact of Negation on the bottom. I just decided to look at my opponent's last few results. Oops All Spells, World Gorger Dragon combo, Doomsday, Goblins, Sneak and Show, Reanimator, Golgari Depths. Are we supposed to just disrespect? They also mulliganed. I think we're just gonna peanut butter and jam. We'll see how it goes for us. Lotus Petal, exile the Simian Spirit Guide. We'll play a Cabal Ritual. Whoops, not like that we want. Now we'll play a Cabal Ritual. Play the Spy. It resolves. Target ourselves. Okay. Trigger Narcomoeba. Yes. And now we'll Cabal Therapy targeting them. Trigger the Poxwalkers. We'll name Force of Will. And it's the mirror match. Dread Return. Target Thassa's Oracle. Our opponent said oops in the chat. That's funny. I like that. So I'm going to bring in Leyline of the Void. That said, if our opponent targets me or us, I mean, I'll include you, the viewer, why not? It just decks me. So I don't even know how good Leyline really is. Mindbreak Trap is much better. We'll get rid of Pact of Negation. We probably don't need the Stormwind. And then I'll board out 1 Cabal Therapy, I think, which might seem crazy. But my perspective is you're only ever really going to need to target yourself once. So I think 1 is okay. And then 3 copies of Cabal Ritual. I think you need the opals for Metalcraft, but also the bargainable for Beseech. We'll try this out. Yeah, this is very good. Keep. Leyline of the Void. They unmask me. So they can take my Spy. And they do. And they have the turn 1 win. Okay. That's a bummer. So disappointing. On the play, I think I'd rather have discard spells than Mindbreak. And I wonder if I even want ley lines, because I can't beat a Spy anyway. And then let's bring some mana back in. I'll do 3 Cabal Ritual, 3 Thoughtseize. Game 3. Nope. Mulligan. This is a turn 1 win through Leyline. I can bottom the Beseech the Mirror, land Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, Belcher, Diamond, win. Get rid of Beseech the Mirror. Play land. Ouch. Dark Ritual. Lotus Petal. You're supposed to actually play Diamond before Belcher in case they have Force of Vigor. Goblin Charbelcher. And we finished the league with a 4-1 record. Our opponent just conceded. It might be lagging. Yeah, so not a bad result. My feedback after playing the deck, I don't think you need Gaia's Will or Tendrils of Agony, especially with the Belcher in the main deck. So that could be the 4th Pact of Negation and the 4th Cabal Ritual again. And I think that would probably be better. And then with those 2 sideboard slots, you could do the Mindbreak Traps. You could also look at like a Memory's Journey and a Jack-o'-lantern if you're interested in doing that. Shoutouts to Chris McNasty for making the deck list. Thank you to Brandon for the donation deck. I'm happy 2-4-1, but I'll be honest, playing this was not super fun. It's not very rewarding counting to 4 and winning, but you know, a video is a video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, keep storming. Thanks for checking out today's video. We are sponsored by KMC Sleeves. I use hard perfect fits on every card in my collection. Doesn't matter if it's a deck, a binder, or a box. And then KMC Hyper Phoenix on all of my decks. They're the best way to protect your cards. And if you're interested in getting your own, visit kmcsleeves.com and use code STORM10 at checkout for 10% off.